Hey everyone, I'm Matt,
I'm Deanna.
and this is Chasing Balance. And in this episode, we're talking about why I don't have any friends. Okay, that was obviously a joke. I'll stop kidding around. I do have two friends, and that's you and my dog.
We're great friends.
You are great friends. Yes, the best. Yes.
If I don't say so myself.
So really in this episode, we're talking about the social life of parents and how it's changed from us being in our 20s, before having kids, all the way now to us being in our mid 30s to now, unfortunately, 40. And how
I'm not 40 yet.
Huh?
I'm not 40 yet.
No, I am.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay. Well, and how it's changed since we've gotten older and since we've added new additions to our lives since we're in our 20s.
Yeah. So I was thinking the other day, and I was kind of doing some self-reflection on the whole entire social concept right now, and how how things have changed so much. When we first started dating about 20 years ago.
Yeah. God, that's a long time ago. 20 years.
Yeah.
And I met you without even knowing it the first time we met, or were in the same vicinity. We were skinny dipping.
Yeah.
And didn't even know each other were there. So
didn't.
Yeah.
We met twice, or we were in the vicinity of each other twice before even meeting each other, which was crazy because we didn't even go to the same school district.
No,
we were like 30 miles away from each other.
Yeah.
So the idea, I swear it's fate.
But I hope so. I mean, we're here.
We are. So yeah, I was kind of thinking about that and how when we first started dating, we would go out like twice, 3 times a week, and we would be at the bars, and we would do a lot of your shows, and I would work the door, and I would take all the money, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we had a good core group of friends at that point in time.
Yep.
And then, obviously things kind of evolved once we had our first kiddo,
right.
And we had to move away into a house that would accommodate a family,
right?
Not just
a family. I remember that, trying to find a house, the right price, big enough, right school district, all that stuff.
And remember,
you start thinking about schools.
Yeah.
Once you start, once you have your kid, like, we could afford a house anywhere, really, probably even a bigger house if it was not in the same, city.
Yeah.
And then, but you had to look at the schools.
Yeah. And then we didn't even stay with that school district.
No, we didn't.
We ended up going 20 miles down the road to a different one.
us building in that neighborhood, introduced us to our new neighbors, which were, young families just like us, just having their first or maybe their second kid was on the way. So we all, blended and meshed together.
Yeah, and we would hang out like every night in the summer. It was like we would get done with work and we would go outside and we'd hang out in the street, and all of our kids would just like hang out, and we would do bonfires, and it was such an amazing point in time. And we just had like a kind of village, and our kids were, growing up together, and it was magical.
Yeah.
But then, our family grew, and we needed to get a bigger house and to accommodate that third kiddo. So when we moved, we lost contact with a good population of those friends, hung on to some friendships, but mainly just one family in particular, I would say. But now time has kind of evolved, and, the kids don't need me as much.
Don't need to supervise them as much.
I don't need to, bedtime, I'm not required to be there.
Yeah.
It doesn't cause like a huge meltdown. So I'm trying to like put my toe out into the social life again.
Oh, I thought you were talking about I thought you were going along the lines of how we kind of became friends with other people because the kids weren't old enough to go out and play by themselves. So really the parents had to be out there kind of playing with the other adults while the kids play. And now that the kids are getting older, they don't need that supervision as much. They don't need two sets of adults there watching their kid, making sure they don't fall or something. Right.
Yeah. And we're in the age bracket of where we can drop our kid off. Well, at least like Preston and Braden, the older ones.
Right.
We can drop them off at, their friend's house and have the play date
at the bar, strip club, and they're fine. They call us when they run out of money or they need to come home.
Dad, I'm out of singles.
See if they take credit cards.
Venmo them.
Yeah.
No, but so they're in a different point in their growth, so they can go and hang out with friends of families that I trust, that I know,
right,
and I feel comfortable with that. So it goes the opposite direction too. Like I can actually go out with friends and do stuff,
right,
without feeling extremely guilty. However, I still do. I do.
You do feel guilty when you go out and have a good time?
Sometimes I do, especially like if it's a rough day and I'm like, I know that it's going to be a rough day and I know it's going to be a rough night.
Yeah, Dad's got it. Don't worry about it.
I know. I know that you're very confident.
Dad's got it.
Competent.
Competent? Competent? Both.
Confident and competent.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to touch on that a little and how it's changed. And now that we're in this point where we're trying to establish relationships with other adults and how it's so different compared to when we were in high school or middle school and like making friends. And
let's be clear.
It's so awkward.
You're trying to make new relationships. Yes. Let that be known. She's trying to make new relationships.
You have no desire.
I'm straight.
Good. Yeah. No, but I mean, and even like us going out.
Yeah.
Like we could go out on a date and we could go and like do stuff.
Well, I also, I was thinking about that when you started writing this show topic, is that, we don't have as big of a social life because of friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, because of kids. That's one thing. Our friends that we used to hang out with don't, they're off doing their own thing, which is completely understandable with their young families.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ones that we were closest to as a neighbors, they went off and moved across the country.
Yeah.
Right?
And we can't really see them
but
on a daily basis.
Yeah. You and I, though,
right,
had a better social life, at least you and I going out, when we actually had people to help. Right. We don't have that help anymore. Like, obviously your dad passed away. My mom passed away. Like the two main people that would really help us out are now gone. And obviously babysitters and nannies were unbelievably hard.
They were
to find a good one.
A pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That was like an experience where I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I do not want to trust.
We literally had a nanny that lived across the street and she was late 15 to 45 minutes a day.
Like, did you run into traffic?
Yeah. Literally across the street. That's not exaggeration.
The streets icy? What's the problem?
So what I'm trying to get at is that I do think that you and I would have a better social life between you and I if we actually had somebody that we could trust that wants to take care of 3 kids for a few hours. Right.
But it's crazy. Nobody wants to do that. Right. Nobody wants to be with 3 boys for a long period of time. But anyway, I was thinking about that and I was just, I don't know, like, why is it so hard to just like go up to somebody and be like, hey, I feel like we could hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe let's be friends. I just feel like such a weirdo saying that. And I did try that once.
And it did not work out.
It did not. It was so weird. And I feel like it scarred me.
So you went up to her. Yes. Is it a sporting event?
So let's break it down here.
Okay.
So there was a season in which Braden was in soccer. Yeah. And there was like a whole new group of kiddos, and he loved it. And the parents were like super awesome. But there was this one mom in particular that I would like sit next to her at every game.
Yeah.
And she was just like my same type of humor, out there, funny. I really enjoyed it. So then the season wraps up and I was like, hey, I feel like we really hit it off.
Right.
I feel like we like really vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should hang out sometime.
Yeah.
And then she goes, she's like, find me on Facebook and then review my Facebook and let me know if you want to be friends with me. And I was like, okay. And I walked away and I was like, that was fucking
weird. Why did she want you to
weird.
review her Facebook?
I don't know.
Like to see if you guys...
Like if our
she's a certain
political things align, because she said something political based. And I was like, that's a weird way to start establish a conversation in which I'm like,
that's strange.
Hey, do you want to hang out? And then because I'm dumb, I go to her Facebook and it's locked. I'm like, bitch, you could have just told me that you didn't want to talk to me ever again.
So it was private?
Yeah, it was private.
Did you friend her though?
No, because I thought that was weird.
Her. That's probably what she was saying, is friend me on Facebook. Maybe she was just saying friend me on Facebook so we can message on there, and then I don't know. It's weird that she didn't exchange phone numbers. That's
exactly.
Crazy. Yeah. So you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
It didn't work out.
It didn't.
But then you did it again in the future during Preston's football.
Oh, yeah.
And you've gotten a new friend out of that, right?
Yes, I did. And that was, I feel like, I don't know. So the way that I'm very picky.
With your friends?
With people
Maybe
in
that's
general.
Your problem.
I feel like that's part of my problem.
I don't have any friends. I hate everyone. I don't know why they don't like me.
Well, and I don't know, because it's like I can meet somebody and within 10 seconds, I know whether I like them or I don't.
Yeah. What'd you think about me when you met me the first 5 seconds?
I literally... When I met you, I was there to meet, like I was set up on a blind date to meet your friend.
Yeah, but what do you think? What's your first 5-second impression of me when you first met me?
I looked at you both because you both were on the stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, no thank you to the guy that I was supposed to like be on a date with. And I was like, what is his story?
Yeah.
And then we
won't get into my story at that time.
Our mutual friend said he's off the table. And I was like, that's not going to work.
That's not the case.
That's not going to work.
Yeah.
But so obviously I liked you within the first 10 seconds.
Oh, I appreciate it. Tall glass of water. Look at us now. We're famous on a podcast.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
We're going places.
All right. Go ahead.
So anyway, I mean, so I'm mentally weird where I just either...
No, I mean, you just get a vibe, right? Like you meet somebody and you just get a vibe off of it. I get the same way, whether I become friends with them or not. But I can, I mean, from somebody at a clerk at a grocery store, from, the guy that was working on our pool. Like I could tell, like I love the guy that was working on my pool. Like I could see hanging out with that guy, it doesn't matter. It's just, there's a connection there just off of the vibes that they give off of the, the way that they portray themselves, they talk, their body language, their expressions to you. You can see they're comfortable with you, you're comfortable with them.
Yeah.
And it could work out, right? So yeah, I understand. You get that impression. And there's a lot of people that just rub you the wrong way off of jump.
Yes. But I mean, the one friend in particular, we aligned pretty well right out the gate, and super funny. I like her company.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good connection that was made. But after that, I mean, I feel like I have certain buckets, right?
That they have to fill?
No, like different friend buckets.
Oh, I see.
Like,
I wasn't sure if there's like different buckets. Like people have to fill these buckets, like our laundry. And if they don't do it right, they can't be your friend. Like if they don't do the laundry the right way, they can't be your friend. But go ahead. So you have buckets of friends. I got it. I'm here all day, folks.
No, okay. So there's like the same schedule parents We're
Yeah.
like, we have the same schedule. Like our kids are on the same team. We see
Right.
each other, we vibe well, we hang out, but it doesn't really go past that. Like
Mhm.
we see each other once, twice a week from like practice and games or
Drop off.
drop off, school parents and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's like the work friends,
Mhm.
that one person that you kind of connect with through the mess of,
Putting out fires.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Understanding how everyone at work is an idiot except
Yeah.
this one person, like you two.
the trauma-based,
Right.
companionship, basically. And then like the lifelong friends, the friends that you've had since like high school that you can go years without talking and, connect and go out to lunch and it's like no time has passed.
Right. Just pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, why does it have to be so challenging to like fill more people in those buckets?
It's kind of weird. It like you there's almost like a few phases that you go through in making friends, right? So there's that, when you're a toddler, you're shy, right?
Yeah.
Then you get a little bit older and you're all outgoing and you just meet so many people and everyone's your friend. You're invited to all these birthday parties and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get into middle school and you get shy again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get into high school and you kind of just open up. Everyone kind of just hangs out, right? And then as you become a parent, you kind of get shut in again because you've created your own family and you know what you know. It's right there. It's comfortable. And then when you go out again, when it's time to go out again, it's a whole new situation.
Yeah.
You're kind of nervous. You don't want to embarrass yourself.
Right.
I mean, this is how I look at things, or at least how I try to look at things, is that whether it's friends or trying to make friends or taking the kids to school and seeing other parents or taking them to football or soccer and seeing other parents or getting on a plane and your kid is acting crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I will never see these people probably again in my life. So if I don't connect with them, or if they think that I'm a bad parent, or if they're that judgy against me, knowing that they probably have their own flaws, screw them.
Yeah. No,
That's what, and I've told that to other people too that have young kids that are worried about getting on like a plane or something about that, like being embarrassed. And it's like, you'll never see these people again in your life.
Yeah.
So,
No.
I mean, that's what I mean, if you're trying to make friends, I don't know why you're laughing.
I feel like this is just an episode of like encouraging me to.
No, I mean, this is for anyone. If you're trying to make friends and you're not trying to embarrass yourself, which in a way you're trying not to be your true self, are you going to be that way through you guys' entire relationship? I mean, it takes like usually when you meet somebody and you kind of connect with them, it takes like one like stupid thing to happen where you guys both laugh at it and you realize like, hey, they're okay with me. I'm okay with them seeing me like this. This could be or is a good friendship, right?
Yeah.
So if they have a problem with you, then fuck them.
Yeah. And I do feel like that is the case with a lot of like the relationships that I have in that one bucket, the same schedule bucket.
Right.
Where it's parents that I know at school or parents that I know at soccer that I don't hang out afterwards. So I want to, or maybe I don't want to, but I essentially reserve myself a little bit and I make, put my best foot out there, censor myself in a way.
Well, yeah, everybody puts a guard up when they go out in public, right?
Yeah. But I mean, they don't know the authentic me. They don't know, they don't know me and how weird and crazy and hilarious I am.
You are pretty funny. But look what happens when you do open up and you do meet people and they do see your true personality. That's what I'm trying to say is that, if you're trying to impress somebody that's not going to like you for who you are, even if you guys do hang out the first, second, third time you hang out, what the hell is the point?
It isn't. I don't know.
And I'm not saying go into the school and be all crazy and start, spouting off of the mouth, swearing and learning the newest joke that's inappropriate, telling everybody that. But I mean, it's also be free with who you are, right?
Yeah.
And I understand that's hard. I'm saying this and I don't do it. I always have a guard up, but I'm saying that someone is going out, to look for a friend, or someone is looking for other friends to hang out with, or looking to, broaden their horizon and growing their friend network. If they don't like you for who you are, why even fake it on the first, time that you meet them?
No, that's very true. And I think I mean, I don't want to blame anything, but I feel like social media doesn't help.
No, people
in
are
that
assholes
regard.
on social media.
Well, the assholes, and then also like the fake life,
Oh, yeah.
or even not just the fake life, like, oh, look at my perfect family and everything. And then you kind of aspire to do that. And then you need like certain types of things to fill those like spots.
And then you see them in person. They're slapping their kid. They have no makeup on. They look just like us, right?
Right, yes. Perfect.
So, and that's the same thing. They're just doing it on social media. They're putting a guard up. They're showing something that they really aren't. I mean, that's also the reason for this podcast, right? Like,
right.
We're not hiding anything. We're letting you guys know everything that is wrong with us.
We are losers.
We are insane. And we're being open and honest. Like, right. I mean, yeah, I don't get it.
But then there's also the other side of like the people that you actually know, and
right.
like what stage they're at in life, and like what their social media like exposes, like the people that that don't have kids, and they're traveling, and they're doing everything that they want to, and then you're just kind of like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Or like
they're too late. You can't drop the kids off at the fire. They're too old. You can't drop them off at the fire station.
Damn it.
Way past their expiration date.
And then like kind of switching gears a little, FOMO comes in to play also.
Fear of missing out with other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, you see other people enjoying their life and with like groups of people, and then you're just kind of like, oh, well,
like other couples going on vacation with other families.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then other, couples going out on like dates, like group dates and everything. And
we did that with the Schultzes. We went out to Utah.
And maybe that's why it kind of hits me different, is because we had that, and it's like
it was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun, and I loved it. And we would go to concerts, and like it was the best.
Right.
They're the best.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's that plays into the whole entire element. But I mean, I guess I just really need to get to the point where I can be okay with the way that, not saying that I'm not okay with the way that everything has evolved, but being okay and letting it like sit inside of me and be okay with it being okay. And essentially just finding a good balance between how our present parent life is and also maintaining friendships, whether they be like the lifelong friendships or the new friendships and that kind of stuff. And like, it's like that tricky balance, because we've spent so much of our life now being in that parent bubble where we do everything and anything for them. And now I'm dipping my toes back into the social world.
Right.
And because even when I go out and do something, whether it be by myself or like with a, girlfriend or something like that, I do still feel that guilt, even though I know that you are fully competent to maintain the home base.
Yeah.
But
I guess guilt about going out and having fun?
Yes.
Okay.
And that shouldn't obviously be there. Like, I shouldn't feel guilty, nor should you if you went out and did something, anything.
I'm not going out.
Even if it's just like drive down the street, park, and like just get away from us.
Just scream. Just scream into the dark night. I'll do that one.
Go down to the farm, pet the horses, traumatize them.
Yeah, I'll do that.
By screaming into the woods.
Sitting on a horse bareback, crying, just petting it.
We see like on our Facebook, our neighborhood Facebook, there's that weird guy out at the farm again.
Anyways.
Oh God. So anyway, landing my plane.
Yeah.
I think that it's important, and for me and for everybody else out there that might be in the same, road as me, where they're just starting to dip their toes back into the social world to kind of get some perspective and set your tone and what you want that to look like, and scheduling intentional social time out there. So like setting aside time for yourself, and also time for your core group of people, or even like putting yourself out there to get your core group of people.
You got to go out. You get insane if you don't. If you're surrounded by just little people all the time.
Yes.
You just start singing Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, the entire day or something like that.
Seriously, no.
Yeah.
I mean, on a serious note, if I don't talk to another human,
I'm here. Hello.
I know, but you don't count.
Oh.
You're like an extension of me.
I'm one of the little people.
So if I don't talk to another human, when I do talk to them, it's so awkward. It's like I am so weird.
Because you just forgot how to communicate with an adult?
Essentially, yes. And then I'm just like, man, they're never going to talk to me again.
But it shouldn't be that weird. I mean, you talk to me. I know I can be immature sometimes. You talk to me. You talk to people at work.
I do. But I'm also the type of person that will think and nitpick every single thing that they've said throughout the day and just like cringe at the weird things, even though they're not that weird. Yeah. They could not be that weird. Like there are times where I like reflect on my daily activities and what I've said. Yeah. And I'm like, that is weird. And then I think about more. I'm like, it's not that weird. And then I circle back. I'm like, that was fucking weird.
I am going insane. Yes. Someone get me a drink.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, man. But anyway, setting intentional social time. Mm-hmm. And whether it be date nights with your, significant other or friends hanging out, or even virtual catch-ups, I feel like those are essential, the first step in dipping your toe.
Like a Zoom?
Yeah. Or no, I mean,
or FaceTime
any of
or
those
something
things.
Like that. Yeah.
Just like setting aside that time so that you can disconnect from the little people and join the big people.
Yeah.
Get to the big people's table.
Don't sit at the kids' table anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, I mean, you could even like get creative and do like lunch meetings while the kids are at school. If you are at work, and then just like set aside some time with that friend, and whether you guys work in the same vicinity and like just meet up at a restaurant, or even if it's after bedtime, and you just do like a FaceTime.
Now, do you
call.
wonder if some of the stuff falls apart when you meet a new friend, or even if it's an old friend from high school? Do you think some of the stuff falls apart because, once again, we're still trying to find that balance, right?
Yeah.
You're still, chasing that balance. Hey-o.
You said it.
I said it. There it is. Because maybe, when you meet someone, you want to go out, you have to start planning.
Yeah.
You're already sick of the planning the stuff for your kids.
Fucking
you already had a full day of planning stuff at work. Maybe that's where some of it falls apart, and not etching out that time. Yeah. And maybe there even needs to be a little bit of time that's etched out just for planning something for yourself.
And I mean, I will be honest, there are times where I'll be talking with a girlfriend and we're trying to figure out a date. Yeah. And I will literally want to just take a screenshot of my calendar and send it and just be like, hey.
Just invite them to your calendar and say, hey, be my secretary for like one moment and fill in a date for yourself. This is what I have available.
But I know that would not be ideal.
No.
Right?
No.
But that part is a pain in the ass, just like scheduling, because that's all you do as a parent is just schedule.
Yep.
And then now you want to do it so that you can have some free fun time.
And whose schedule comes first?
Them.
Yeah, the kids comes first.
Them.
So you're scheduling everything around them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very exhausting.
Yeah.
But I will say,
who told us to have kids?
Somebody. I don't know. But I mean, and the other part of it is, so those are the key points that I kind of want to drill down for anybody that's out there in the same bubble as me. And then
put your phone number out there now for anybody that wants a new friend.
If anybody wants to be my friend.
Help.
This is basically just my social ad.
Yeah. She's going to give out her number. It'll be in the description of the show. I'll be at the horse farm.
Bareback.
Yeah, bareback crying on a horse. All right.
But then also the other part is I feel like we, and just like as a society, we just have so much guilt about holding on to friendships, whether they long friendships, because you've known this person forever.
Yeah.
And maybe that person no longer fits that mold.
Yeah.
And that you've evolved and that maybe they haven't evolved. And I think that getting to the point of, reflecting on what's important to you and the amount of time that you put into
trying to make plans with them. Yeah.
You have to kind of take a second and think, like, is it okay to put myself first? And is this friendship no longer serving me?
In an essence, it's nobody's fault.
It
like
isn't.
I said, just like all of our neighbors that we all live together.
Yeah.
We all grew our families. We all got new jobs, or we all needed to get a bigger house. We had other opportunities come up. And it's nobody's fault. Life just goes on.
Right. And it's like just being okay with the fact that you can say goodbye to some friendships.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of other people out there.
Right.
And that you can be friends with. And I will say that, me as I've evolved and I've changed over the years, I was the first to have kids within within my friend group. And I have one lifelong friend who, would come over and hang out with Preston.
Yeah.
But I think I saw her maybe like once or twice. And I knew inside my heart, like, okay, she's not on the same page right now.
Right. She's in a different.
Yeah, she's
in
her 20s
part of her life right now.
Yeah, she's enjoying it.
Yep.
And then, she eventually got married, and then she eventually had kids. And then we reconnected at that because we aligned better at that point in time.
Right.
And now we're in that stupid freaking thing where it's
planning.
so hard to plan to see each other.
Yep.
And granted, we have 45 minutes in between each other. So there's the distance, then there's, the time and everything. But those are the kind of friendships where it's like, that does serve a purpose because they are important to me. So I wouldn't necessarily cut that out of my life.
Yeah.
It just doesn't align right now.
Yep.
And being okay with the fact that it doesn't align right now. Because if you force anything, it doesn't.
It could be you guys could connect next week.
Yeah.
It could be that you guys connect when you're 80 years old and you guys are playing shuffleboard in Naples, right?
Yeah. And just knitting in a rocker.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. So I hope this was helpful for everybody.
We hope that
or maybe
we're just the only ones going through this.
I don't think we are. I don't. At the least, maybe it gives you a little bit of entertainment.
Yeah.
But
we'll take pictures of me on that horse.
Yes, that'll be the cover.
Yeah. If you sign up for our mailing list, you can go ahead and get that picture from me.
Yeah. So the main part is, I think that we all just need to realize that all the people that are in this bubble along with me, that our social life isn't dead. It's just different.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And be okay with it being okay. And be kind to yourself because you're all just beautiful unicorns.
Yes, we are. And this beautiful unicorn, if I have any closing points on this, is just stop trying to impress everybody.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Be that unicorn.
Yeah. You're not going to be happy if you're not yourself. You're not going to be happy in a friendship, relationship, whatever it is, if you're just faking it the whole time.
Yeah.
So it'll come to you. And I know that we're not the only ones in this. I know I'm joking about it, but I know we're not the only ones in this. Friendships will come along, they'll come, they'll leave, more will come in, you'll reconnect, all that stuff. So yeah, just be yourself, stay true to yourself. And if anybody has a problem with it, fuck them, So we're going to close this off with that our podcast is now on all of the streaming platforms.
Whoop, whoop.
We appreciate everyone that has downloaded it so far and subscribed. We do have YouTube Shorts out there. If anybody ever wants to send us an email with their stories, our email address is info@chasingbalance.info. So pretty easy. Or you can hit us up on any of our social media pages, which is Chasing Balance Podcast. We appreciate everybody listening and for following the show. And once again, please send us your comments if you have anything, any stories, any tips or tricks you have about making new friends or getting through this kind of a little bit.
I would love to hear them. Yes. Yeah. Any tips, any tricks, any stories. Give them to me.
Yeah. We need friends. We're hiring.
I accept all resumes.
Yes. So
12-point font.
This is Chasing Balance. Once again, thank you for listening.
Real life parenting, one conversation at a time.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.